Uh-huh.
We do see that just making sure that people are alive is not enough, and that really has changed. How are people coping? Oh, well, that's a very good question. I think that the people
Driving
in Afghanistan,
conditions,
they used to a
not
lot of
good.
hardship. And I think that most of the people will say, okay, this is another change that we have to face. But if we see that by spring there is no progress and no improvement in the situation, then I think that like the 1990s, we'll again see a lot of Afghani people leaving Afghanistan and going to neighboring countries.
Is the crisis visible? I guess what I'm asking is that people who've traveled to other countries that have been under severe duress say that they can actually see it, that they see people actually losing body weight.
Yeah.
It's just a kind of a sense of listlessness that takes over because people literally are not getting enough calories. I mean, is this something that a crisis you can actually see?
Yeah, and Action Against Hunger, we actually go to the people in villages and check on their health status, and we see people in these villages who have been skipping over meals. We find cases of severe malnourishment, underfed children that really are starving, and that's horrifying.
With the Taliban, how safe is it for your group to operate in the country? Does the Taliban
Y aquí ni salen
approve
tirados.
or support what you are doing?
In terms of acceptance by the Taliban and the new administration,
Toma la salida, activo
the program
toma la
that we are
salida.
doing
Sí.
is quite well received. Because also the Taliban, they don't want their people to hunger. And in that sense, there is support from the new administration in order to facilitate our activities.
I mean, I'm sure you understand the geopolitics of all this is that governments that have been at odds with the Taliban who don't agree with their systems of governance, their human rights framework, which they disagree with, they don't want to be seen as supporting or propping up this regime. On the other hand, this is a crisis of massive proportions. What would make a difference?
Well, I think that the problem is...
Usa uno de los dos carriles de la derecha para tomar la salida 49 e incorporarte a I-66 su estancia Manassas. Accidente reportado más adelante a un cuarto de milla. Sigues estando en la ruta más rápida.
Their values and their policies, but you do have to engage with them. And I think that cutting off Afghanistan from the rest of the world is not a way to, number one, help the people, but also to make sure that
Toma la salida.
clear as humanitarians in terms of the rights of people and in terms of giving them opportunities to develop themselves.
In order to do the work that you're doing and to do it as long as you've done it, you have to steel yourself to do it every day. But I'm wondering, is there something that's keeping you up at night right now?
Well,